Hey folks, Lionel here with Cowboy Boots, Hats, and Western Life Enthusiasts. Today I got a straw hat review for you from Resistol. This is the model name Cojo Vaquero, and it is part of the Cody Johnson line. Now this hat comes in just under $50, and I think that's a great price to pay for a hat that bears the name Resistol. Now is this my favorite hat? No, it is not. But for the price and the purpose that I use it for, I think it's a great hat. Let's get into it. So the Cojo Vaquero is part of Cody Johnson's line. Now Cody Johnson, as you guys know, is a very famous country singer in our era, and is one of my preferred country singers in our era also. And for that reason, it has its signature shape, which is kind of like a JB, but I think a little bit more tucked in, and it has a brick crown on the top. Now, I like the fact that it has this rounded section here. I just wish it was a little bit more JB'd. But let's get into the pros of this hat besides the shape. This hat is heavily lacquered, so it's not going to move. It's very stiff, and it's going to keep its shape. Also, it has some very good perforations all around the hat, as you could see. So breathing is going to be good on this aspect of it. Now, it also has a sweatband that is made of cloth material, kind of like a sports sweatband that will absorb your sweat and not let it get on your face. And it does say Cody Johnson here on the side. All right, so let's get into the cons. Now, some of the cons you might have heard me say were some of the pros, but one of the cons is the fact that it is heavily lacquered. This hat is not going to breathe as good because of how heavily lacquered it is, and also it is not going to shape. So as much as I wanted it to be a little bit more like a JB, it's not going to be, because it was factory pressed really hot and then lacquered heavily. So it's not going to move, and it's going to be a bit more resistance to water, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be shapeable, and it's not going to breathe as good. Another reason why it's not going to breathe as good, and it's because of this. This is going to be way hotter. It's not going to make the hat fit as good. This cloth material, it is going to wick the sweat away, but it's not going to allow your head to breathe or your head to conform to the hat as good as with a leather band. I much rather have a leather band. Another thing is, if you guys rely on the bow heavily to make sure you got your hat on straight, well, this hat doesn't have a bow, so give yourself an extra 5 or 10 seconds when you grab the hat to make sure that your hat is on straight. Nobody wants to go out with a backwards hat. That just doesn't look good at all. So this is my purpose for this hat. I work in a retail environment, and I don't bring my hat inside of work. So what I do in the morning is I grab this hat, get in my truck, drive to work, have the windows rolled down, listening to my Alan Jackson, singing and praying to God that my music doesn't cut off and I find out I don't sing as good as Alan Jackson or Cody Johnson in this case. But all jokes aside, this hat, because of the fact that it is heavily lacquered, when I'm at work, I keep it inside of the Mark Christopher's collection hat rack inside of the truck. So it's a specific hat rack for the inside of your vehicle. And actually, I made a review for that. It was our first review on the channel, and that will be in the description below. So you check it out if you haven't seen it. But this hat is so heavily lacquered, it's not gonna go out of shape or anything like that. And also, when I got the window cranked down, it doesn't move because of how heavily lacquered it is. More expensive hats have a different lacquer, so they could be shaped easier, and they're a little bit nicer, and they have the leather band. Now, like I said, I do like the leather band a lot more, but when you have your hat in the hot truck all day, this will not rip like a leather band would. So that's why it is one of the pros, including the fact that it's heavily lacquered. Those are the two things that are part of the pros for that reason. So I don't need it to breathe as well, but this does a fine enough job for its purpose, Any other time, I got my favorite straw hats on, my American Hat Company hats. Now, those are $150 to $200, and they do make the Cojo Vaquero in a premium line, which is $120, and you could also find other premium hats that are around the $150 price range from Resistol that compares to the American Hat Company, and I will be doing a review for that at a later time. But in the conclusion, this is a great hat for the money. In my opinion, probably the best cowboy hat you could get for the price. There's not much out there. You're gonna find like an Ariat hat or a one of these Justin's hat. They're not going to be as good as this one, and it is not going to be from a reputable name like Resistol, and some of them just has some weird shapes that are not as good and modern as this. So for the money that you're paying, this is a wonderful hat, and I would definitely say that it is a hat you should buy. Well, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. Let me know if there's another hat that's in that price range that you like better, and let me know what you guys think of this video. If you liked it, hit a like, subscribe to our channel. And I want to thank you guys so much, by the way, for your support in our channel. We got a lot more coming up on the channel and on the Facebook page. So make sure you guys check out Cowboy Boots, Hats, and Western Life Enthusiasts on our Facebook page. We got a lot of great folks out there. And if you guys have any questions, you guys could just, post something, post your questions. And one of our kind folks will definitely be sure to answer you and let you know, and we're all here to help each other out. Well, that's all I have for you today. Have a good one.